So we have a lot to cover.
I know.
Do you want to start with your overall feelings of the book and then we go through our summaries? Do you want to talk about the pod? I think we should talk about the author pod at the end.
Yeah, I think so. Man, overall feeling is I want to talk about the end with you and get what your thought is.
I know.
There's a lot of twists in the last third.
Did you see any of it coming?
No. I don't think I saw any of it coming.
Uh, That's how I felt. I felt like I was whitewater rafting and I was just paddling, trying to get through. Keep my head
I
above
know.
water.
It was all a twist. I had some predictions that I felt really strongly about, but they never happened.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah. What about you? Did you have overall feelings?
The same. I finished this book and I got to the end and I was like, who do I talk about it with? And the problem is that the name of this book is called Such a Bad Influence. So if you Google Such a Bad Influence ending, so many things come up that's not this book.
I know. I had that issue.
Yeah. And so then I was like, it was enraged. So then I was like, I need, I need everyone I know to read it so that I can talk about it with them.
I know, which I really like. I from some of the interviews and stuff we've listened to, is like that was kind of the thing she was going for, was like it's not super clear. You don't know what the answer is. And I
Yeah.
was like, well, you nailed that one. That was
I, I think it was so like unsettling because it was like at the end of it, you're like, everyone sucks. They all need to go to the mental hospital.
I don't I maybe had a slightly different read on things.
Okay. All right. Well, let's not teaser. Let's let's save that juice for the end.
Oh
Keep the
yeah.
people wanting more.
Okay, so are we ready for summaries? Get into it?
Yes, let's get into it. We're gonna do chapter 20 till the end.
Yeah. I think 19. Did we do 19?
I think we did 19 last time.
We talked about rebrand.
Oh,
I don't think we did.
chapter 19 was she
She's
was just whatever. We'll start with 19.
Yeah, I think 19 is where we ended because she's with Gavin now.
Okay.
So, yeah, so
Yep.
chapter 19, Hazel is at Gavin's house trying to learn more about Evie. She wants to learn about what project they're working on before Evie disappeared. And Gavin says that they wanted to do a docu-series on a predatory rebrand company called, well, wait, is it called Rebrand? What is it called?
Rebrand. Yeah.
Oh, okay. On a predatory company called Rebrand that just capitalizes on people's pain.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, and so Gavin was a part of it, and then they were going to do this whole like expose on the company.
Mhm.
All right, I had some things stick out here that were my big predictions that carried me throughout the rest of the book until the very end.
Okay.
They mentioned Charlie as like the top commenter or whoever, and
Yes.
I said Charlie or Chris. The dad is still alive.
Oh,
And yeah,
and he
I
snatched her.
yes, I thought that Erin kind of orchestrated the whole dad thing. So maybe he wasn't actually dead. And then, yeah, Chris
Maybe
came
she
back
like
and
maybe she beat him to a pulp so he forgot everything so that she could post this video and be like, he died this night.
I wasn't even thinking that. I was just thinking some other manipulative way, that she was like, you need to leave and it's for the best.
Yeah.
And it worked.
And
Yeah.
then he saw how great they were doing. So he never came. But then he was like, she's struggling. There's all these weird creeps after her. So I'm going to snatch her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, something like that.
That is such a good theory, but wrong.
hmm It was so wrong. But every chapter, I'll remind you, Charlie is actually Chris. Because in every chapter, I wrote that as my notes.
Oh my
I was
God.
very convinced.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know why I wrote this in my notes, but they said MLM. And I said, it's A and B from Utah. And I'm like, what?
Ashlyn. Oh, Ashlyn and her boyfriend or fiance B.
Oh,
What a good
Yes.
prediction now that we've uncoded it. So, so you thought Ashlyn and fiance were a part of the MLM and were higher up or something?
I was just like, I saw MLM and I think Ashlyn, is she from Utah?
Yeah.
And I was like, MLMs are always in Utah. That's like their bread and butter. So I was like, A and B from Utah, MLM. That's all I wrote.
You know, I think even at the end of the book could be possible. Lots of things could be possible.
Yes. My other note was that I really liked that Hazel asked how Gavin knew about Palm Springs. I said, good. You're asking good
Yeah,
questions.
yeah, I agree.
Investigative journalism, like that. But then how he said that he got the information, I was like, I'm not buying it.
What did he say?
So I think he got the information from like some of his TikTok followers. There was like some kind of leak or something. And
Oh,
then he says, I just wanted to see if I could find her and to show all the people who thought the other videos were fake that I wasn't really crying or upset or that I didn't really miss her, that it was all prank. He says, like it would signal I was doing something instead of just talking about doing something instead of just making videos. And I was like, that's weird. So he like had this weird search party to make him seem like more authentic.
right. Well, that kind of seems to be his whole thing because then he doesn't continue searching for her because of how it'd make him look.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, Gavin is like, ugh, gross at that point.
At that point, I was like, liar,
Ha ha
you
ha.
killed her.
Did you think that's actually what happened?
I had no idea, but I was just
Yeah.
like, your hands ain't clean.
It wasn't the mom who gave him the info. I kind of forget.
And it's hard because it's like you read it so fast, you do kind
I
of forget some of the
know.
details.
Yeah.
But from what that whole thing says, is it looks like the internet found out and told him or something. That's how they figured
Maybe.
out Palm Springs. Maybe like someone, maybe it wasn't even the investigation. Maybe someone's like, oh, I live near that park. That's in Palm Springs. Blah, 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 blah. It could just be something like that, even.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
But he got it from like his followers, is how he found out. But to me, I was like, this feels like a really weird alibi. And maybe that was the point, is to keep the suspicion on him.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. At this point, I didn't think Gavin was really a suspect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think Gavin actually cared about Evie?
I think this book is about a bunch of narcissists.
Ha
So,
ha.
in a way that a narcissist can care about someone, I think he does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of agree because I don't know which line it was, but there was a line in this chapter where like even Hazel was talking kind of like possessively about Evie. I
Hmm.
forget what she said, but something like I don't know.
I'm her best. I know her best.
Yeah, maybe it was something like that, where it's like she
Yeah.
just kind of feels like she has ownership over Evie also.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, even Hazel?
I know. I know.
Man,
Nobody gets out of this book unscathed.
I know. I think you might be right.
Okay, so now we get into the doll, and the doll was kind of confusing to me.
Doll is creepy. Okay. So, yeah, so chapter 20, this Evie and Gavin are still talking. They've just discovered that Charlie was a commenter who like Gavin noticed on his videos or whatever, and Charlie has come up before as a popular or like, commenter that always talks about how Evie is like his child or whatever. So people are like Charlie's weird. Um Gavin is worried about how things will look if he continues looking for Evie, like he's a boyfriend who like won't take no for an answer. Um, Hazel then gets an Instagram DM of a close-up face of Eviana, who's the scary doll,
Hmm.
who Evie got from a fangirl at one point. And so now Hazel knows this must be from Evie because only Evie would know about this insider secret thing.
Yes. Yes. So one of my questions that I wrote in is, what would you do with if you were Gavin? Like, would you
And
keep searching? Would you give up?
I mean, I think if you actually care about someone and you think they're actually in trouble, you have to keep searching. Doesn't mean you have to put it on videos.
Well, I guess at this point, the detectives have said that Evie doesn't want to talk to them.
Oh, yeah. I guess
And
that's true.
so what he says is, I want answers too, but I can't beg someone to come back if they've already said they're not going to, even if I want to. Then he says they would eat me alive for it.
Yeah. So I think the first part's just kind of a cover.
I
I
don't
mean, I
know. I think they're both probably true.
yeah. But if I think if Hazel is like trying to really figure things out, I think I would try to work with her, you know?
I think so too.
Like try to help out. I don't know, try to help figure things out.
Yeah, it is difficult because it's like at what point do you have to just like respect someone's boundaries that they're like, I don't know what happened. They had a mental crisis. They do not want to talk to me anymore. So I need to
Right.
respect that versus they had a mental breakdown. They are not well. Like best case scenario, they're not well and they need help.
Yeah.
Worst case, they're still under duress.
Right. I think that's the thing. Like until you have confirmation that they are okay, it's like you kind of got to look out for them and make sure.
I
Because it
agree.
wasn't a convincing message that she's okay,
I agree.
right?
Hmm.
Yeah. What do you think about Eviana?
I thought that whole thing was weird. Like, who's giving her this doll? Why does she have it? But I guess it is a very unique like token to
Right.
verify her authenticity.
I thought at first it was going to be like this voodoo doll or something. And that's why they wanted to get rid of it. But no, it's just a
And
poorly drawn.
since we know the end, Evie wants Hazel to find her, right?
Well, Evie didn't send the picture,
Charlie
but
sent it,
right.
right?
Charlie sent it. And it's not like she asked Evie, like, hey, do you want Hazel to find you? But like when Hazel shows up, Evie isn't upset.
Ugh.
So
I
like,
guess I'm like trying to figure out like Charlie wants Hazel to find Evie because she's worried that it's actually like a cult and she
yes.
sent her off to it.
Yeah, I think so.
And so she's feeling guilty.
Right. And like she's concerned about Evie, I think.
Okay.
Right.
I guess I'm just wondering, like, how far does Evie's final master plot, how soon does it start?
Okay, what is her master plot?
I think her master plot is to give Hazel an opportunity to fess up
About
in
Sabi?
about Sabi. And if she doesn't, destroy her.
Why would she need to go to all this to make Hazel fess up about Sabi? Couldn't she just ask her?
Yeah, I guess she also wanted to do her project, maybe.
You don't think Evie actually wanted like kind of out of the industry at this point? Or like wanted some sort of break or something? Or like a break from her mom, really?
I think that's probably part of it. Okay, well, let's talk about that more then. But you're thinking she she went to the camp and did all of that for multiple of reasons, but none of them to be dastardly.
I don't think so. Yeah. Definitely not dastardly to Hazel. That's my
Yeah,
thought.
yeah, I get that.
Okay, ready for chapter 21?
Yep.
Okay, so Evie, now that she's seen this picture of the doll, she's like, okay, I gotta go back to mom's house to to see if the doll's there. And
Oh
so
my
then
God.
oh gosh, so she goes to the house to look for the doll. While she's there, she sees her mom, who's drinking some wine in her nice robe. Her mom apologizes for how she wasn't the mom she should have been to Hazel, and it looks like things are going well until the mom expects Hazel to apologize too. Then Hazel's over all of it. She marches into Evie's room, looks for the doll, and doesn't find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing that I had is that like Erin goes into like this whole dialogue about stuff. And then Hazel, Hazel's dialogue, inner dialogue says, I notice she doesn't say finding your sister. Like that's not part of her thought process. And I was
Oh,
like you're seeing Erin's true colors.
yeah. Was she talking about like wanting to get good publicity and like money and stuff, but like not finding Evie? Was it something like that?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. She was just talking about like her ads and her business and how she's going to do all of this now that she's
Yeah.
all alone. But she's like not even worried about trying to find Evie.
Yeah. Does Erin have any redeeming qualities, do you think?
I don't know because she goes into this whole monologue. I think it's again about ads and how like some of her ads were inappropriate because I think Hazel's kind of like, I think one of the fans did this. Like you caused this. And she's just like, what? I'm gonna lose out on money because I'm worried what someone else is gonna do. Like, why do I have to do that? Blah 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 blah. And I was just like, wow, you
Yeah.
have lost the plot.
What is the plot?
To be
Why
a
do you
mom.
Yeah. But like why would you ever post pictures on social media, I guess?
I mean, do I think that there's like some kind of balance of being a young influencer? I don't know. It's hard because it's like, what if you're not an influencer just because you have this tragic story? What if you're an influencer because you're an athlete or because you're like a world-class chess player?
Yeah.
And then they ask you, oh, we'll send you these clothes. Like, will you just like do an ad with them? And then it just kind of evolves from there. Is it is it good parenting to not provide these opportunities to your kid that could change their life financially, you know?
Yeah. I know it's hard to know like what are your values and when do you start compromising on your values? It's like, well, I want my kid to be safe and like happy and all these things. It's like, well, would getting free clothes help that? It's like, well, maybe. But then but
Right.
then at some point it starts being counter effective.
It certainly is a deal with the devil, and I think this kind of goes into like child stars and child actors.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as a child star and actor, where it's like in a lot of ways it's their parents kind of pimping them out, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Um, to these studios to be working, to not be going to school, to be doing all these like crazy things.
Yeah. It is interesting because like can a kid ever consent to anything? It's like, do they ever really know the effects of what they're doing? Because they're like, well, yeah, I love doing this. But like, do they know what they're actually signing up for?
I think sometimes yes. Like they can say like, yeah, I enjoy this. I think where it becomes not good is when in order to make sure that the child is as successful as they can be in their ventures, the parent quits their job and becomes like the manager.
Uh-huh.
And now it's like everyone's livelihood is revolving around this person.
Yeah.
Because then, in my mind, that takes away the agency of being able to say no.
Yeah. Right. Now the mortgage depends on your 5-year-old.
Right. Now your kid says, I don't want to act. And you say, okay, well, now we don't have a home to live in.
Is that what you want?
Is that what you want? Yeah. Do you want your sister to have no food? And you're like, all right, I guess I'll do the movie. It's like I feel like it's like there's something there where it's like the parent you shouldn't be the manager of your kid.
Yeah. Then I feel like you really can't have any child stars. I mean, unless you get another manager, but then it's like, is that really any better?
I
Like, do you
think you
trust them?
I think you can be involved, but I don't think like you should be allowed to quit your job and make my job marketing my kid. Like I feel like you should still have to provide your own income or something like that. Something so that it's like this kid is not the breadwinner, and the parents, I don't think should have access to that money.
Mm,
That money should go to the
just like a
kid,
savings fund or something.
a
Well, yeah, but
savings fund.
what's a 5-year-old gonna do with the money?
Well, I just feel like there's misaligned incentives, I guess.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree, but it is a weird thing. I'm like, I don't know, like after reading this, I'm like, maybe you should never post a picture of your kid on social media.
It certainly gives you pause.
Yeah.
It certainly gives you pause.
Yeah. Because they never really do have consent
No.
over it. So, all right. Well,
My
mhm.
question at the end of this chapter is I don't understand what it would mean if Hazel found the doll.
I don't know unless it means that Evie already had a picture on her phone and
Hmm.
she sent it to Hazel so that anyone else who saw it would be like, this is weird, but only Hazel will know, oh, that's Evie.
But
Incognito.
if she finds the doll, then what? Evie had a picture on her phone.
I
If
guess
she
that's
doesn't
true.
find the doll, then what?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know if
I
she's
just,
gaining any more information.
yeah, to me, I was like, I don't know where this is going. But anyway, we'll continue on.
Yeah. I guess, though, I mean, she ends up finding surprising information about the doll. So it turned out to tell her something different.
It did. That is true. But at this time, I was kind of like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah, I get that.
understand.
She had like
Okay,
30 minutes of sleep.
that's true.
Okay, ready for 22?
Hmm.
Okay, so we finally find out what had happened last year, which was like the big blow up that no one's ever talked about yet. Um, Last year, Hazel found out that Evie let their mom take care of all the money, and Evie just got a monthly allowance. Hazel is furious, goes to mom, and mom shares that she actually just made a bad business deal. So now she needs Evie to work for 2 more years to make all the money back. The mom
Hmm.
offers to pay for Hazel's loans if Hazel doesn't push Evie towards college. Then Hazel goes to sleep in Evie's room, wakes up, washes her face, and then she finds a camera in the bathroom.
Dum, dum, dum.
This is when it got real housemaid vibes.
Oh my God. My last comment on the chapter was clearly mom is Sabi spying on Evie.
I thought mom was Sabi too at one point.
I was like, it's the mom.
Makes
It's the
sense.
mom.
Yeah.
I was shocked that in all of Hazel's wondering of where Evie's going and why she couldn't possibly run away, she thinks just now on page 245 that she's like, "Oh yeah, I did say that I would take money from my mom to keep this horrible secret." Completely unrelated to Evie's disappearance. Like she's just now like thinking of this.
Um, I mean, do you think that'd be enough for Evie to run away that Hazel agreed to take money? And also, did Hazel actually take the money or did she just say that she was thinking about it? Because it was unclear to me because Hazel still seems to be in a lot of debt.
So what it was is the mom was like, "Give me another year and I'm going to earn all the money back." Which means that Edie is going to have to go hit the pavement because the mom is not bringing in the dollars.
Yeah.
So really, it's like the mom's like, "I'm going to make all this money back by making your sister work 10 times as hard.
Uh-huh.
And I don't want you to say anything. And if you agree to that, then I'll give you some of the money that your sister earns." But it hasn't, I
Uh-huh.
don't think it ever came to fruition. I don't think she ever got the money.
Oh, I thought how it worked out was Erin said all of that, and then Hazel was like, "No, I'm not going to take it." But then a few weeks later, when she was back at her like crummy apartment, she was like, "I could use the money actually." And so then she
Yeah,
called Erin.
yeah. And she's like, "Okay, deal."
Oh, okay, but then money hasn't actually come. Okay.
She hasn't actually gotten the money because Erin
Yes.
hasn't, because the problem is that Erin is like a gambler when it
Yeah.
comes to the treatments and the lifestyle. She can't stop spending.
Yeah.
So she can never get the money because she spends it too much.
Crazy.
Would you tell?
If I were Hazel,
Mm.
tell Hazel what? Because or tell
No.
Erin, tell Evie what?
Hey, mom spent all your money. You're broke.
Oh, I don't know. Like it really feels like a Free Britney kind of thing. Like, is this when you get like CPS involved or something? Like poor management of finances? Because like, what's Evie gonna do?
She could stop working.
Yeah, I get go on
She could say, I'm
strike.
not, yeah, be like, I'm not doing this. You're
Yeah,
not spending the money right. I'm not doing this. And you physically can't force me to do these advertisements. Or if I
yeah,
do the
that's
advertisements, I want the money to go in my account and then I pay you.
yeah, that's true. She could have done that. Yeah, I feel like Evie's at an old enough age at this point where it'd probably be best for her to know since she really knows like who she's working with and can have more agency in that sense.
Because how Erin spins it, and she's definitely a spin doctor, she's like, this is her last year of high school. Like, you don't want her to be worried about money and where all this went. Her last year of high school. You don't want to ruin her last semblance of childhood. That's how she spins it. But
Yeah.
so would you tell or would you not?
Hmm. Gosh. I don't know. I mean, it just depends on a lot of things of like what's a person like. I mean, if it were Evie, I don't see how that would super ruin her last year because she could still spend all the money she wants. I don't know. I think I would tell her.
I was kind of waffling too because it's like Erin, she was kind of convincing me with that argument.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a good one. But I think I would tell because at the end of the day, I don't believe that Erin can ever get the money back because
That's true.
she is the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
So waiting a year is just kicking the can down the road. And now I'm complicit.
Yeah. Yeah. And Evie, in the meantime, could have like applied to college and gotten a full scholarship or something. And now she's
Yeah,
like, now she has to work basically.
right. Or she
Yeah.
could have used that year, like we talked about before, like changing the strategy so that she gets the money or,
Yeah. 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 I think telling her is the right option.
yeah. My first on chapter 23, I put it's your mom underlined 5 times.
Oh, like who put in the recording device?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. I had one last line in 22 though.
Oh, okay.
When Erin is giving her whole spiel about like, oh, I just need 2 years and it'll be fine. She says, I'll make the money back for all of us. And I said, oh, she's making the money back for Chris because he's alive and he's getting an allowance to stay quiet.
Oh my God. That's why she lost all her money. She's been giving it to Chris. Chris has all the money.
Yeah,
Oh
and
my
he stole
God.
back Evie.
Justice for Chris. I hope
Yes.
he's still alive.
Man, I hope. All right, 23.
Yep.
Okay, so Hazel finds a voice recording device in Evie's bedroom. Hazel decides to go to sleep for a few hours. Then she'll go to the police, make them believe Evie is not okay. But as she's going to the guest room to go to sleep, she finds her mom waiting for her on the bed. Her mom planted all of these things. And my last thing that I wrote was maybe she did write Sabi.
Olivia definitely wanted us to think that, and I fell for it hook, line, and sinker. No comments here. My mouth was just open reading this. Just like, how far will Erin sink? Even
Yeah,
further, it turns.
yeah, it does. Yeah. Mom is wild.
Yeah.
Gosh. I really liked the Sabi post though at the end of this chapter
Hmm.
where it talks about how kids never get a say in what their parents post online. And there's this
Hmm.
18-year-old who sued his mom for posting embarrassing photos throughout his life.
Hmm.
And so it's interesting. It made me think like, is posting embarrassing photos on your Facebook wall different from like saying embarrassing things to the whole neighborhood or something, you know? Like it's more permanent because it's on the internet. But like, do you have the right to say that?
Your image
Yeah.
where it's posted.
Yeah. I guess so.
Um, I think suing is like a crazy choice.
Yeah.
It should really just be, please take that down. And then that's it. There
Right.
also needs to be like some acceptance of just because you are a person, it doesn't mean that like you're entitled to how everyone views you or how everyone looks at you,
That's true.
you know? Like,
Yeah. And I guess,
like
uh-huh.
for example, Khloe Kardashian, she had this photo a couple years ago. She looked great, but it just wasn't edited like it normally is. So she has like skin texture. And she was so like embarrassed and upset that this picture got out that wasn't like approved by her.
Oh, okay.
She was like, I don't know if she was suing or she was doing like cease and desists over this photo where she looks like fine.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, for her, it's probably coming out of a place of deep insecurity, which is very sad.
Yeah. And also
It's
just
all,
like, yeah. Yeah.
oh, go for it.
No, I guess that's kind of it.
Yeah. And you're just like, I feel sad that you feel so deeply insecure that you can't have one photo in the raw be posted of
Yeah.
you. But it's also like, do you need to go to these lengths to remove it? Like, is that necessary? I don't know. It's like, that's you.
Right. I mean, I could see though, like if it will influence her, chance of getting pulled in for like ads or something, where it's like now it's affecting her livelihood. Like, does that change things?
Their ads are lifestyles. If you do these things, you'll look like me, but she doesn't look like her, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's all doctored up. So it's like,
Hmm. Interesting.
yeah, I just think it's like very nuanced,
Yeah,
very confusing, not a clear answer.
I think you're right.
Okay, 24.
24. Okay, this is when I was like, wow, this is really the housemaid.
Oh my
So
God.
we discover that Erin has a whole room of Evie memorabilia that she's going to monetize. And it's like boxes and boxes of recordings of Evie. She has her journal photocopied, like just so much in this one room. Hazel also finds out that Erin has sold the Eviana doll on Craigslist to Charlie Buchanan in Los Angeles. Charlie is Chris. They are the father. I had to go on each chapter.
You were like, I'm ready. I cracked the case.
I was on it.
This was like, we're taking off. We're leaving the Earth's orbit.
The last third, yeah, we were on a rocket ship for sure.
We're in space. I don't mind it. I'm okay.
I really liked it actually. Like it kind looking back, I'm like that was kind of wild. But when I was reading it, I was like, yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, it does seem plausible, right? This woman has sold everything about her daughter. Of course, she would be ready for the Lifetime movie of her memoir when she's
Yeah.
19, which is
Yeah.
crazy. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah. And I think this is where it's like, I don't know if Erin has any redeeming qualities. Like that is just so insane.
Yeah, that is like someone sees that, I'm calling 911. Like
Yeah.
you go to hospital.
Right. That is kind of interesting because if you had boxes of memorabilia or like, recordings of anybody, it'd be like that's like you do need to go to jail maybe. But like
Yeah.
does it feel different since it's like, well, we could make money off of this? Like if it's from a star, is it different? Your child in your own house?
I think all of this could be corrected if there was visibility and consent.
Do you
Since
mind if
it's
I videotape you in the bathroom? Would you mind?
Will that bother you? You're okay with it? You said when you were 3 it was fine. You signed here, crayon.
It's legally binding.
Legally binding. Um, I just feel like it's like the fact that it's like Evie doesn't have a say in what's happening with her documents, what's happening with her pictures, what's happening with her personal diaries. She doesn't
Yeah,
even know it's being collected.
crazy.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say, does it make it less weird because it's her mom? Like, how many moms like save every art thing that their kid did and they scrapbook it and they're like, oh my God, look how little you were. And then you got so big.
I guess that's true. But art's different from nude art in the bathroom. That's actually just you living your life.
Yeah. I think the diaries, yeah, the diaries, look, this is what she's sleeping. She's having a night terror. And I only know this because I record her 24/7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of it terrible. No, I mean, I think it's just as bad if you're, a celebrity or a non-celebrity. But like, I wonder if someone were to come into this and be like, oh, I understand why. So you can make your Lifetime movie now because you have all the recordings,
You have
right?
all
Where
of
it's
it.
like, it's not okay.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm just like, it's the fact that she has to keep this hidden because she knows that
Mm.
her daughter would not like this.
No one would.
Yeah. So sorry. I mean, Kanye, Kanye West, he started recording himself like 24/7 when he first started out because he's like, I'm going to be famous one day and I'm going to need this stuff.
Hilarious.
And I mean, fair. He's famous one day and then he made his like memoir and he had all of this footage from like,
Crazy.
yeah, like 20 years of footage he had.
Yeah.
So, I mean, some people do think that, but I think the difference is that like he's an adult and he decided to do that.
Right.
And it's like Evie could still have a very good memoir if she was saving stuff from her adult life.
Yeah.
You don't need to have like intimate photos of yourself when you were a child. That doesn't need to be included in the memoir.
But that was Evie's prime. That was when how she got started. You need
Yeah,
it.
I don't know.
Gosh.
Didn't love.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Erin,
Mm-mm.
lowest on the list now.
Yeah,
All right, chapter
yeah.
25.
25.
All right. Um, Evie races over to Charlie's house now that she knows um Charlie's address because of he bought the Eviana doll. Charlie's
Hmm.
house looks so nice and inviting, and it's because Chris has redone all of it because he
Hmm.
redid their bus growing up. But then Charlie opens the door, and Charlie is a woman married to a woman. There is no Chris to be seen.
Oh
That was the
no.
end of my Chris theory.
Oh
So,
no.
yeah. All right. So Charlie opens the door. Evie's like, or Hazel says, I'm looking for Evie. And Charlie says, oh, come on in. And then she starts talking to Hazel. And we learn that Charlie is a part of Rebrand, and Rebrand wanted Evie. And Gavin was in their third tier, which funds the program, but Evie was who they really wanted in their first tier. What?
Oh my God. Crazy. My only comment for this chapter is I cannot believe Hazel is not letting anyone know where she is.
Oh my gosh. Okay, my question was, would you have gone into Charlie's home when Charlie has two perfectly nice chairs on her porch?
No,
What?
no.
Why would you go inside?
Hazel, it's like Hazel was being so smart at Gavin's house. Aside from when she got that weird attraction thing to him, that was weird. But she's been making pretty good moves, and then she just is falling apart now.
Oh my gosh. I was like, don't do it. Like, although a lady with two gray braids, like, I would trust her too, probably. But no, after what you just saw your mom did, like, anyone is capable of anything in this world.
I know. When they revealed that Charlie was a woman, I was like, "Grandma?" Question mark. I was like, maybe it's grandma.
I thought, I said, is Charlie Evie's real mom? But then I was like, no, I think Erin was actually
Oh,
pregnant. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Mm.
that was one of my thoughts, though, but no.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now we're learning about rebrand.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have some thoughts on that, but I think we get more into it in the next chapter.
Ooh, okay. My one last thought for chapter 25 is that Charlie's wearing a bunch of rings on her fingers. And I was like, is that where Evie got it from? Are those all from estate sales and other fun places she's been?
Oh, I
But it never comes
wonder.
up
Could be.
again. Could be.
Well,
Could
could
be.
be.
All right. Chapter 26.
Hmm.
So Charlie tells her story, which involved that she met Evie as a psychologist in middle school, and then they kind of kept up their relationship, and she got to meet with Evie and really help her through things. Um, and Charlie gives Hazel the address of the rebrand annual retreat, and she shows her Evie's journals that Evie only trusted to keep with Charlie. Hazel reads the most recent one, or at least a few pages of the most recent one, that reads, I was right in big letters. What was she right about?
I think her mom.
That's what I thought too. She was right about being followed, is what I thought.
Yeah. She could also be right about Hazel.
Ah, I
Because
don't,
she does more damage to Hazel than she does even to her mom
with the,
with
with,
all of it. Like Evie didn't do anything to her mom. Her mom just imploded on her own.
I have some thoughts though. Do you want me to share them?
Let's get into it at the end.
Okay, let's do that. Yeah.
Um, my first point was when Charlie was like, I made a point not to trust the police a long time ago. I was like, mm, what happened? What made you not trust them? Now I want to know. Did you have a life of crime? Were you like protesting and like what was the incident that made you not trust the police? I know there's a lot of reasons to not trust the police. Like I don't come at me, but so I do understand that. But what does this old woman, what happened to her?
We all want to know.
Yeah.
We need a Charlie spinoff.
Yeah. So what did you think of rebrand at this point?
Um, it was a little crazy. So their whole thing is they're like, we're gonna stop the internet in 100 years, or like stop social media, right? And they're
Yeah.
gonna do it by like destroying it from the inside out. And so they have all these third tier people who fund the program by like paying in so that they get more subscribers or whatever. But then they're trying to show like the dangers of social media through that. And then they get all their top tiers and then they like lock them in a room so that they don't want to be on social media anymore. Kind of strange.
It's definitely like a Dr. Doofenshmirtz
Yeah.
like a type of plan, like trying to get over like the tri-state area. And you're like, this but I took it as more of everything they're saying is lies. That's not their mission. Their mission is that it's a reprogramming cult.
Yeah, that's how it feels.
That's all they're trying to do is they want control and they want these people's money. And the reason why their business case doesn't make sense is because their business case is actually we're going to reprogram these people and have them give us all their money. And they don't want to say that.
They have a good person on marketing.
Yeah, so they made like this weird Mad Libs business plan.
Yeah, it sounds pretty wild. Although Charlie's like, I thought they had a good mission at first, but then when I realized they were crazy, I got out of it. You don't think they had a good mission at first? Like, if you heard that mission, would you be like, oh, yeah? Because at first she was a psychologist and she's like, I'm going to help people who've had like traumatic pasts work through it. And I was like, I could see
I was
it.
like, Charlie, you're like the worst. Because she's a psychologist, so you think she'd be able to see through these tricks a little better. She falls for it, hook, line, and sinker. She gets Evie involved in it.
That
Then
was,
she's like, oops, think that was a bad idea. And then she doesn't tell the police because she's like, had a bad experience once. Can't help. And I'm like, you are monstrous. And then the only way she like quote unquote helps is she sends her sister Hazel a random message and she's like, I knew you would find it.
oh my gosh, not even her address. Oh my
Not
gosh.
even her address. I'm like,
I Yeah, Charlie really confuses me because I'm like, you didn't go back to help Evie? You didn't send
yeah,
a more clear message to Hazel?
you didn't
Also,
tell Evie that you thought this was a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Charlie really confused me. And she never really gets better. We don't really hear from her again.
Nope, just another
So
person letting us down.
I know. So I think that's the moral. So like everyone is just looking out for their own self-interest. Is that how this all goes?
I think what it is, because even you find out with Charlie, I think she had her own like professional goals that she wanted to use with Evie.
Did she?
I feel like I remember seeing that
I don't know if
somewhere.
I remember that.
Like she wanted, maybe she was like, "Oh, I wanted to take her away from everything or this and that." I feel like there was something.
I don't I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't think I remember either. But I do feel like it's just at the end of the day, it's just people using Evie for whatever, like no one sees Evie for who she is. They see what they want to see.
Yeah, I could see that.
And they are all getting something out of it. And for her, it's like maybe it's because she didn't have any kids and, you
That's
know,
true. She does say on all of her comments, like, oh, it's like watching my own child grow up. So yeah, maybe she's looking for a child.
yeah, it's like they see whatever they want to see and then they like project that on her. And so then they're using her for whatever it is that they're looking for.
I
So
could
the
see
mom
that.
was using her for money. I think Hazel was using Evie as like a way to prove her mom wrong,
Mm,
you know. Charlie, I feel like, is using her for like that child connection.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
interesting. Okay,
Mm.
ready for chapter 27?
Yep.
Okay, so Hazel starts driving to the conference, um, and we get insight from the True Crime podcast about rebrand. And they say that the lowest tier needs to buy in with their money, but the highest tier needs to buy in with their whole identity.
Oh.
Whoa. Yeah. My only note here is that they're in Joshua Tree. And have you ever seen a Joshua Tree?
No.
Oh, I've never seen these in real life.
Andrew just came back from Joshua Tree.
Really? What did he say about it?
Well, he got to the park and he looked around. He said it was beautiful and he slammed his thumb in the car door. His whole thumb is black now. And so then it was like as swollen as a golf ball.
Oh
And
no.
so then he had to go back to like the convenience store and he said, "Do you have a cup of ice?" And they said, "Yes, it's $1." And so then he put his thumb in the ice and then they went home.
Oh my gosh. For a second, I thought he was gonna say like, never mind. Don't need the ice.
Don't
Like,
need the ice. No, he needs the ice.
gosh, he
He
might need
needs
more
the
than
ice.
ice. Is he okay?
He's okay now.
Gosh,
All right, but
man.
show me this Joshua
All
tree.
right, yeah. Well, you can see the pictures and tell it to him since he missed it. So here's Joshua Tree. I've never been there, but what
Oh, they look
everyone
like they're
says.
shaking maracas.
Oh, I love that idea. It does look like that. That's
What
a
does
great
everyone say?
description.
What does everyone say about them?
Everyone says that when you're here, it looks like you're on a different planet. Whoa.
Interesting.
Uh-huh. So I think it was chosen on purpose.
Wow, Olivia, the details.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's been described as otherworldly.
Wow.
So I thought that was cool. I was like, I bet that's why it's Joshua Tree.
Not many trees are shaking maracas. That's true.
No, they're not all ready for a fiesta. Fiesta Tree would have been a lot cooler of a name.
A maraca tree?
No, Fiesta
A
Tree
fiesta tree?
or
I
Maraca
agree.
Tree.
No, I like a fiesta tree. My last note was in this chapter was, did Erin sell out Evie? So then I
Oh,
was thinking Erin sold all of Evie's secrets with her box of memorabilia
to where?
and sent to this cult thing, thinking that it would get her more ad money because she was broke.
Oh, interesting.
Mhm.
I thought Erin might be in charge of rebrand.
Oh, wow. Hmm. Did you ever watch the cult show? Oh, I'm gonna have to Google it. Do you remember Smallville?
Yeah.
There was this, some of the Smallville actresses, Allison Mack. Allison Mack was in, uh, I don't know how to say it, Nexium? Nexium. She was
Okay.
in this, it was like a cult called Nexium, and it's basically like an MLM is how it started off as like making yourself better and all these different things. And it turned into like sex trafficking and enslavement. And
Oh
Allison Mack,
no.
the Smallville actress, was like number two in command. I think she's in jail right now for it.
Oh
But
my gosh.
one of the things that they did as how they would like get people in is they would start off by being really friendly and like, being really nice and, just very welcoming. And then once you wanted to get into like the group, you would have to give something called like collateral. So it's like a secret about yourself that no one else knows. And you just tell this one person. And so then what ends up happening is that you feel compelled to do all the things that they say because they have all of this personal information about yourself. And you are like a celebrity or wanting to be a celebrity. And if it gets out, it will ruin your reputation.
Oh my gosh.
So this felt very Nexium
Yeah, I could see that.
feeling where they want collateral. That's why they don't want money. They want collateral so that they can blackmail you to oblivion.
Oh, that's a great thought.
Did they say that explicitly?
No, I don't think that's what they're doing.
Okay.
It seems like they just kind of lock you up for a while, right? Like, what else are they doing?
Well, because part of this rebrand's shtick is that they wanted Evie to get kidnapped as like part of they were going to try to like make money off of it somehow.
Mm,
Like
okay.
I don't know, maybe they own stocks in these podcasts. Like who knows, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, their mission is weird and it's out of this whole book, I feel like it's the weakest part,
It was
the
a little
rebrand.
fuzzy,
It's a little fuzzy. It's not well thought out.
and it felt a little bit out of this world in Joshua
Yes.
Tree, which makes sense.
Well, true. All right, chapter 28.
All right. Yeah. So 28, Hazel finds the place and it's a normal few houses, except there's just a giant empty lot next to it that has tombstones. And the newest tombstone says EED for Evie Elliott Davis. Hazel jumps back in her car and is gonna, I don't know, race away or do something. But then someone stands in the middle of the road to stop her. Hazel stops. She realizes she's gone over spikes, so her tires have been slashed. So now she's stuck, and the person says that Evie is waiting for her inside.
Spaceship.
Spaceship.
Total spaceship.
Yeah, it kept getting wilder and wilder.
Yeah, yeah. We're layering on. We've left. We've left planet Earth. I'm loving it still. I like it, but we've left Earth. I was
That's
like,
mhm.
oh, go for it.
I was gonna say that's what I was gonna say, where it's like I didn't when I was reading it, I wasn't like, this is crazy. I was like, okay, sure. What's next?
I was buying whatever Olivia was selling. I was
I
like, take me
know.
to space, girl. I want to go to Mars. I'm ready. I have my ticket.
Got my carry-on.
I got my carry-on. I'm ready to go. Take me on a trip.
I know. I wonder if it's because we knew so little about like the present world, because like we've just been getting a bunch of flashbacks to where like when we finally start uncovering what's actually going on, we just don't really have any other context. So we're like, yeah, sure, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think Olivia did a good job of like teasing a lot of things without making it apparent. And even the quote unquote big bad, it's not like pulling your own teeth out with pliers
Oh my gosh.
or like pepper spraying your eyes with your eyes open, like crazy things. It's like it is crazy, but I have seen things like this before, I guess, in real life, so it feels a little bit more tethered
Okay. Yeah.
than say The Housemaid because it's like um Paris Hilton went to like a they used to have like teen I don't know if it's called reprogramming camps, but I think it was reprogramming camps where they would kidnap teens from their homes. Their parents would pay. They would kidnap these troubled teens. They would strip them down naked, hose them off to basically like break them and make them like very subservient. And then they would like lock them up.
What? Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Well, maybe Olivia kind of based it off that.
So, I mean, that was something that's like was fairly common in the 90s, early 2000s. I think it's called
What?
teen rehabilitation
Oh my
camps.
gosh. Guess where it was?
Joshua Tree.
Utah.
I'm Is that where Paris went?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, I mean, she has like a documentary now and she talks about it. And I do think it's like important to know because all these parents were paying people money to send their kids to these camps because they're like, my kid is so troubled. And they come back and they're so well behaved because they've been traumatized.
Oh my gosh. Whoa,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay, so apparently the school is still open.
Yeah. And I think that's part of the reason why she was like, this needs to be closed down.
What? Whoa,
Yeah.
that's super crazy.
Yeah. And this wasn't the only one. I watched this documentary on it. There were other ones where it would just be like these guys. It was like this guy. He kept like opening them and closing them because he'd get closed down for obvious reasons. And in his like last teen thing, he basically brought them all to an island and made them like Lord of the Flies have to like cook and clean and do like chores. And it was actually just like slave labor.
Oh my
And the parents were paying
gosh.
him, and then he was like contracting these kids out to do work where he would get paid again. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
That's
So,
awful.
yeah. So I think to me, the reason why it's like it was crazy, but it felt a little bit more realistic than Housemaid to me is that I know about these things and I was like, okay, it seems in the realm.
Yeah, I
This
think,
could be a 2020 revamp.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, kind of how I feel. My
Hmm.
prediction with this chapter though was maybe Hazel will need to sell her identity to save Evie. And this was all the mom's idea to get Hazel into the business.
Oh my God. I think the reality is that Hazel's sloppy and she's not getting into the family business. She
Could
lives
never
in
do
a
it.
dump apartment with soda. Her apartment, when she described it, was disgusting, covered in trash and like flies. She's not making it in the influence world. This is not for her.
Erin could never deal.
I was torn on page 291. I was like, she joined when she says I joined, quote, the real world, it's her deprogramming. So I was like, she's being deprogrammed. And then in the next page, I say, or is Evie acting for the documentary Insider Scoop?
Who's to say?
I didn't know.
We may never know.
Hmm. All
Man.
right, chapter 29.
Yeah, 29. Um, all right. 29. Evie says that she's here to reset, like Candy just said. And in order to do that, she needs hard boundaries. She's missed Hazel, but she just had to do it. She asks if Hazel is proud of her, and Hazel lies and says, always. So did you believe Evie at this point? Like, what did you think was going on?
I was like, yeah, I could see that, but I was also like, Evie is very selfish because Hazel's like, you caused all of this wasted resources of the police, these people looking for you. Like, there's other people that are missing, and all these people were doing this for you. And she's just like, oh, so now we feel bad for the cops. And like, who cares about mom? And blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you are the worst. I was like, you only think about yourself.
Mm, that's interesting because I read Hazel's line of, the resources you wasted, the cops, all those things. I was like, you could be a little bit more empathetic to your sister who's been through all this trauma and stuff, where I don't know, like it kind of felt like maybe just another like type of like ownership over Evie of like, you should be better than this. And like, yeah, it's true, she did
Yeah.
waste a lot of things, but
I guess I took
I don't
it
know.
as like Hazel's gone through all of this to find her. And she finds her and she's like, oh, I'm on like a vacation. And then she's like, you staged it to look like were getting kidnapped. And she's like, yeah, that's what they wanted. Like, whatever. Who cares? I would be infuriated. I'd be like, do you know like what all these people are doing for you? And she's like, who cares about them? And I'd be like, uh, like I
Yeah.
would be like, why did I even bother coming to find you?
I mean, okay, so two counter things to that. One is it seemed, she really thinks that she's getting help or something. Like that's what she says. She's like, I really need the help. I'm like, yeah, you do probably. And also I've just found out that she's gone through a whole lifetime of trauma of like her mom being crazy, like even crazier than I thought, where it's like, that's pretty bad.
She is very clearly like not, she does not understand how things work.
Evie.
Like with the teacher, yeah, with the
Yeah,
teacher. She's like,
that's
oh,
true.
whatever. Like, I'm gonna go to high school and his life is just gonna be ruined, but like, who cares? You know?
Yeah, that's
And it's
true.
like I get it. It's like you're a kid and you do stupid stuff, but it's like for her because she is this public figure, it's like when she makes stupid choices, they cause big consequences for everyone around her.
Yeah.
And it's
Um,
unfortunate that that's how it is, but it is what it is.
yeah. It's a good point.
So, but I was confused because I was like, because she says something like, "Oh, they're like paying for all this stuff and whatever, and getting my furniture," and I'm like, "But Evie has no money. Like, how are they funding her stay?
It's from the tier threes.
So they just take her secrets?"
No, no. So the third tier people, they pay money to be a part of the program, and then the program's using this money to do other things. That's how I
To
took it.
pay for the tier one.
Yeah.
But don't the tier ones give their secrets? Isn't that like the deal?
I don't think they give secrets.
Oh, they just bring the tier ones just get one more thing.
They just show up. Yeah. We have free room and
Perfect.
board.
Feels right.
I think so. The true crime podcast said that they give their identity, but I think that just means like, they're just off social media. They're there the whole time. They're going to become a new person at the end.
Yeah.
I think so.
I just don't know what they're getting out of Evie being there for free. Like, I guess they're just trying to get her off socials to
Yeah.
achieve their goal.
Yeah. It doesn't yeah, I was having trouble following the rebrand thing. And I maybe
Yeah,
if I reread it, it'd make more sense because I was kind of like speed reading through it because I wanted to know what happened.
I
But
know.
like they want everyone off social media. And so by taking the most like influential people, they're gonna show like, yeah, social media is bad. Something like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a little strange.
Uh,
All right,
all right,
30.
chapter 30. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so Hazel and Evie have a sleepover in Evie's room on the air mattress. Evie talks about the detox and how she needs it. Hazel tells her about the cameras and journals and Charlie, and Evie doesn't really respond to it.
Mm-hmm.
All kind of a strange interaction. The one line I really liked though was at the end, Hazel says, um, instead, I pretended that she was 7 and I was 17, and I promised her I'd stay awake to keep the monsters away. Oh, that's so sweet. That Candy used to
Yeah.
do that to me.
Aww,
So sweet.
baby.
Yeah. Any other thoughts? Ready to go to last
Um,
chapter?
I was kind of like, Hazel just needs to listen in this time. Like she keeps interjecting of like, I tried to do this, I tried to do that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you really just need to be quiet right now and just listen.
Yeah. I kind of was on Evie's side. I was like, yeah, I get it. That sounds awful. I would want to run here too.
I think, is this the part that's mentioned in the podcast where Evie is like, she gives Hazel an opportunity to fess up and she doesn't? Or is that the next
I think
chapter?
that I know that happens in the 2 years part, 2 years later section. I don't know if it happened here also.
I think she does something where she's just like, oh, I think it's when they apologize. I think that's chapter 31. Yeah, let's go to chapter 31.
Oh, okay. So chapter 31, Hazel and Evie go on a hike. Hazel leaves the compound remarkably calm, even though she's still a little bit worried about Evie. Evie
Mm-hmm.
secretly gives her a note asking her to read the journals in Charlie's house. And the first chapter is something that Evie has written out that's going to be her memoir that she wants Hazel to ghostwrite. Did
Mm-hmm.
they? Yeah, they did have some sort of apology here, right? Did they?
So, okay. So they have now Evie's like laying out all the cards. Her and Gavin, her boyfriend, are actually just friends. It was all for convenience.
Yeah.
And then Gavin and Ashlyn wanted to be a thing. So that was okay. That was real deal. And then Evie broaches about Sabi.
She does. Okay, what does she say?
She says, um, so so Hazel's like, oh, when did Ashley and Gavin get together? The same time she, Ashley, accused me of writing that stupid newsletter. I swallow, thinking of the excerpts of the Sabi emails Ashlyn had sent me, the sentences that sounded so much like Evie's voice, her sense of humor. Hazel, so it wasn't you then, Evie. She shakes her head, and because I can't see her face, I don't know whether it means no or I can't believe you're really asking me that. And then Hazel's like, well, maybe it was rebrand, or maybe it was mom. She had those cameras.
Oh.
And so Olivia Winter in the um, Bad on Paper podcast, which she mentioned was this was like Evie's last attempt before she
Mhm.
deploys her plan.
Why not just ask her right out?
I think she's been let down by so many people that say that they care about her. And I think she was like secretly hoping that Hazel did care about her and wasn't using her also.
Hmm. Okay. I read the ending differently, which I know we're not there yet.
Okay.
So rereading this part, I'm like, okay, she is setting up the page for it to look like Hazel wrote Sabi.
Yeah.
I thought it was a lie though at the end, but we can get into that.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
interesting.
I 100% believed Hazel did not write Sabi.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I really believed Olivia on her podcast. And she said exactly what she meant. But I don't know about that.
Okay. Okay. So is this all chapter 32?
This is the last chapter before the 2 years later part.
Okay. 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 So after the thing is broached with the Sabi thing, then it kind of goes into seeming maybe Evie is there or she started there for like their um undercover investigation, but now she's kind of like, well, now it seems legit and now I want to stay.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Hazel's like, okay.
I was like, Hazel, you're leaving her? She does not seem to be okay. I don't
It's hard if
know.
you're a legal adult because it's like the police, she already called the police and said, I'm fine. And they said, we can't do anything. We can't even reveal her location because she's an adult.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're an adult, I think what Hazel could have done is like keep visiting her and check on
That's,
her.
yeah, I was surprised she didn't stay. That was my big shock.
I
My other,
think, oh, well, I was just gonna say, I don't think Hazel is as virtuous as she wants to be.
I guess so. I don't know. I mean, Hazel doesn't have a house. She's in debt. Why wouldn't she just stay at this nice place with her sister? I
I
think she
know.
loves her sister. I don't know. It that part I was like, I'm surprised she didn't stay.
Hmm.
I was also surprised that she got this note secretly from Evie, and then Hazel waits all the way until she's 30 miles out of the compound at the gas station to read the note. I was like, you don't read it immediately in the car?
I read it
And I was like, I
immediately.
thought the note was gonna say, like, I'm not actually safe. Please help me. What? That also I was incredulous.
Yes.
Okay, also, so Natalie knew about the hike. Like she put out clothes for Hazel before Hazel and Evie went on a hike. And I was like, is she listening in too? Is that what that meant?
I, yeah. And I mean, part of that I think might just be Evie's dysfunction, having had so long not knowing like what's normal. Having this controlling environment might feel really good and very normal.
That's possible. So you think she was listening in?
I think that whole place is suspicious.
Well, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
All right, 2 years later.
What did you think about the first chapter that Evie wrote?
Oh, I liked it. Um, it's like a big expose about the mom,
Hmm.
right? Um, I thought
Well,
it was
also about her, she talks about her splintering into like a million pieces and basically like she's kind of a chameleon.
yeah, I like that.
And yeah, I thought that was nice and a good summary, you know.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good way to put it.
Hmm.
Um, I I did have a question on one of the final sentences she wrote where she says, let's see. She says, I could have told my mom at any point that I knew, could have demanded that um she like lets go or that she stops controlling me. Um, and then she says, in the end, though, I wanted to provide the audience an opportunity that they never gave to me, not even once. I wanted to let them be themselves. And that's exactly what they did. And every night I went to sleep knowing that, at the very least, I was protecting myself. I didn't know what that meant.
So I didn't either, but now that I'm looking at it, I think what she's trying to say is everyone is like grabbing something and taking something from Evie. But, and so she keeps this parallel diary thing, which is like, that's like the real me, and the rest of these are just facades. Okay, that's fine. The audience who I think she's talking about are the people around her, her mom, Hazel. That's why she doesn't come out and ask Hazel, did you write this? She wants the
Oh,
audience to be who they are. Like, if you just
oh,
operate on your own, what choices are you going to make?
oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, I could see that.
Yeah, but it is a little confusing.
Yeah.
Noom is name dropped, so I circled that.
Mm-hmm.
Our mom worked at Noom for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah, two
all
years
right.
later. Okay, so 2 years later, um, Evie comes back out of hiding. She and Hazel wrote a book together. Mainly Hazel wrote it using all of her journals, but they would call while Evie was at the compound to go through it. And now they're at a talk show ready to talk about the book.
Mm-hmm.
And the big twist at the end is that when Evie is talking to the talk show host, she says she kind of frames Hazel as the new Erin after she just exposed Erin
Mm-hmm.
as this like horrible monster. And then
And
Hazel just goes on with it.
she makes Hazel take a bigger cut of the book deal,
Yes.
and Hazel takes it.
Yeah. After saying, no, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Okay, so you read that and you said, oh, we also find out that Hazel wrote Sabi, according to
Yeah.
Edie, because you said, oh, I knew Hazel would be a good writer because she wrote this blog that was super popular. Okay, so you read that and you said, oh, what did you think?
I wrote, I'm shook. Hazel Wasabi. Ugh, all the worst.
No, no, that was incorrect. I'm sorry.
Okay, tell me what was the correct reading?
The correct reading is that Evie is framing Hazel to boost her own popularity. So she just threw her mom down the gutter because her mom she's like, I only need 2 years to like make up the money or whatever. It's been 2 years
Yeah.
later. Her mom has nothing. So mom's gone. Now she's made Hazel do all this stuff for her. And now she's framed it so that Hazel is the new mom. Then she says, oh, Hazel's my new mom, but she loves me. She says that she's nothing like Erin. And so now everyone's like, oh, Hazel, the worst. And so now Evie gets even more sympathy from everybody, and now Hazel is ruined.
Do you think so in your reading of the book, you think that Evie, in order to mask her own evilness and her own dastardliness, has set Hazel up and thrown her under the bus?
I don't think she's masking it.
I
Because,
mean, she was because Hazel didn't know. Like everyone thinks Evie's just like a sweet little baby child, baby angel.
right. So she's just currying more favor with the masses by saying, like, oh, I'm so helpless. My sister took
Right,
advantage of me.
right. She's so if that's true, then she's truly dastardly and sinister.
Yes.
So she's covering up her sinisterness.
Okay. I guess so.
I
Yeah.
guess that's what I'm thinking, is like, at least that's how I'm interpreting it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I read it as Evie wrote Sabi, and she's blaming Hazel for it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have a
One of
few
the,
reasons to back that
oh,
up, but you go.
okay. Well, I was gonna say one of the things that didn't make sense when I was thinking about it is like, why is Hazel living in such a dump if she
Yes,
has truly a good blog?
exactly. That was my point. It's like, because Evie, I mean, unless Evie was lying about this, but Evie said, like, oh, at the point or at the peak of your blog, had so many subscribers and you're making so much money, right? And Hazel goes, yeah. But if she had so much money, yeah, she wouldn't be in a dump unless the mom had the money somehow.
The mom wouldn't have had the money. The other thing is that he, all we know about Hazel is that she lost her job at the writing place and she's working as a waitress in Las Vegas. We don't know how often she's working. She can't be working that much because she took a whole month off
Yeah, with
to
no
go hit the
repercussions.
pavement. Yeah, to go hit the pavement and
Right,
look for her sister.
right.
So, maybe that's where all her money goes, is that she actually doesn't work that often.
I guess so. I guess that's possible.
And her 40,000 subscribers can only afford her a apartment that would be nice, but she trashes it. So
Ha
it's a
ha
dump.
ha. Could be. So she just found out about all those secrets from Evie telling her? Or did she use the mom's recordings?
You see, that's the part that doesn't make a whole lot of sense either, because it's like she sounded like her and Evie had kind of gotten out of touch
Yeah.
for a
And
while.
mhm.
Now, what it might be is that she might have had the blog and she wasn't getting all of her information from Evie, just like tidbits here and there. But she was
Okay.
getting the majority because like a lot of these types of blogs, because I don't follow them, but like they do get posted on Reddit and stuff on like the reality TV subs that I'm part of. And a lot of people will submit, they're called blinds. So they'll just put in anonymous stuff and 99% of it is garbage. And then every now and then it's like real. And what the blogger's supposed to do is they're supposed to try to like sift through and see this seems credible, this doesn't, is the idea.
Okay.
So if enough people submit the same type of thing with very similar details, then okay, you feel pretty good about this.
Yeah. Okay.
If someone puts in a random one off, you don't post that.
Okay.
So it could be that once she got the blog going enough, people were submitting their own tidbits and she was able to curate enough content.
Okay. That's possible.
And like in her last, and I think that would be one of the things too, is like, do any of the blogs post Evie going incognito? Do they have any real information that hasn't been posted already? Like if we were to go back and read all those blog excerpts,
I
i.e.,
don't know.
like, because like the last one that we read, it had like, oh, Ashley girl posted this about her giveaway, and it's the same one that she posted this time, and this and that, but that's all like
Yeah.
public information. It's
Yeah.
not insider scoop.
Yeah. So what are you saying with that?
So what I'm saying is that the only insider scoop she would have would be if Evie told her.
Yeah.
Do
I
any of
guess
the
so.
blogs since Evie's disappeared have insider scoop? Or is it only just information she can curate on her own?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
But that's interesting because I read it exact opposite. I read it as written, like, yep,
No,
Evie set her up.
it was a fraud. Total fraud.
Do you feel like Hazel's not capable of doing that?
I didn't think I I still kind of thought, Hazel's not perfect, but I still thought she had the purest motives out of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I was like, it just didn't really make sense for Evie to totally ruin her sister's whole life
Mm-hmm.
with this thing. Like, I don't know.
When you listen, so we listened to the Bad on Paper podcast, and the author Olivia Munter, who's a co-host there, she talked about the ending of her book,
Mhm.
and I recommend that everyone go listen to it because it was really good.
It was.
She did not expect it to be so ambiguous. She expected the ambiguous part was to be like, who's good, who's bad,
Yeah.
not who did it. What did you think about that?
I was surprised she said that because I was like, well, I was surprised that the ending was contentious because I didn't realize anyone read it differently from me. I thought everyone thought Evie framed Hazel. I said, duh, that's what happened. I didn't think it was contentious. And then she said it was. I said, what? That's surprising. And then she said she didn't mean for it to be contentious. And I said, what? So when she said that, I thought of a quote from our favorite author, John Green, who said, once an author writes a book, it's no longer the author's, it's the reader's. And I said, you're right.
Well, it's so funny because you texted me. You said, I thought there was only one way to read the ending. And I was like, I know. And I thought we were talking about the same thing.
Ah, no, this feels like the dress. Remember the white and gold or the blue and
Yes.
black dress?
Yes. Okay. Well, readers weigh in, listeners weigh in. If let us know. Did you see it my way? Did you see it Chrissy's way?
The right way.
The right way.
Yeah, Evie's evil. Hazel is now just another, you know, what's it called?
Person lost in the crossfire.
Yeah, yeah,
Crosshairs.
something. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go.
Collateral.
Collateral. There you go.
Collateral damage. Yeah. Okay. So from your perspective, Evie, Hazel, Erin. Worst to best.
Mm. Um, Erin, Evie, Hazel. What about you?
So for Erin, definitely the worst. For me, it's hard to know like who's worse, Evie or Hazel, because I think what Hazel does is sneaky evil, where she presents herself as this like very pious, like too good for this, like judgy, I'm here to protect you, da 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 da. At the same
Yeah.
time, she's not protecting.
Yeah.
And she's judging because she's jealous.
Yeah.
And she's basically just like a hater. But what Evie did is like very like calculating. It seems in the author Olivia, she said this in the podcast, and I was like, yeah, this makes sense. She's like, Hazel did something bad, and Evie in return like lobbed over a nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
Like like Hazel like, threw a bucket of water on her head and then she lit her house on fire. Like one of those things.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of how I feel.
And I think Evie at her core is very selfish. So to me, it doesn't feel like surprising behavior. I feel like she thinks, well, that's what Hazel gets. I gave her a chance and she didn't do it. And
Yeah. So you would rank them the same way?
I think Erin, Evie, Hazel.
Yeah. That's what I came to. So no matter where you read it, you might come to the same goodness conclusion.
Yeah. But at the end of it, I'm like, you're all garbage. You all need therapy. You're all terrible.
No, I thought Hazel was still good.
And maybe too is like this was Evie's way of being like, you have your money, go,
Oh. Yeah, that's interesting. That's possible.
you know? Because really, it's like not only was it the blog, it was also like she kind of sold her, she wasn't protecting her sister for student loan money.
Yeah. I don't know. But I I don't know. Evie is still just so evil in the last chapter. And also I was surprised during the interview, Evie says all these things about Hazel. She's like, "Oh yeah, Hazel took more of the money and she did all these other things, but she's nothing like mom." And she was like, "Right, Hazel?" And Hazel's like, "Oh yeah, uh-huh." Oh, and she says like, "Oh, and she wrote the blog." And like Hazel just kind of agrees with all of it, which I thought was strange since I thought Hazel didn't actually write the blog. I don't know. It was just like, I don't know. It just felt
I
like Evie was framing her.
I took it as Hazel had thought she had gotten away with it. She had probably since abandoned the blog. She thought it was
Mm,
in the past. She has no media presence. She has no practice with this stuff. And she's just like trying to smile and like sell the book. And then her sister is like crucifying her. And she's just like,
ah,
yes, yes,
yeah.
we planned this. This is planned. Not a surprise. Like,
Yeah, I guess so. Man.
okay, so I'm going to email these questions to the author.
Yes, you
We'll
should.
see. We'll
Which
see if we get anything
questions?
back. Who knows? I don't know. We're going to make them up right now. What are our questions
Oh,
for the author?
oh, good, good, good. How is Hazel still living in a shack when she's making so much money from the blog? If she is
Okay.
indeed writing the blog, is it because she's bad with money?
Okay. Oh, I don't know why I'm handwriting this. I'm so slow. I can type 10,000 times faster. I have like pen and paper. I'm about to pull out a quill. Okay. How it Why is Hazel living in a hovel if she is getting sobby money?
Yes. Big question.
Okay. My question is, what was the inspiration for rebrand?
Ooh.
A
Have
la
you?
Paris Hilton?
Yeah, yeah, I like that. I like that.
Let's see, what else? Oh, so one of the things that I had postulated in our first episode is that I felt like the author was split between Hazel and Evie because she is also an influencer and a
Mm.
writer and all
Hmm.
these things. But in the podcast, the author, Olivia, says that she splits herself between Hazel and Ashley.
Interesting.
And she's like, the best parts of me would be Ashley, and the worst parts of me would be Hazel.
Hmm.
And I was like, that was interesting. I wasn't expecting that
Yeah.
because Ashley didn't seem super great.
Ashley, no, she just seemed like a normal person. I really liked Ashlyn. She seemed nice. She was just normal, living her life. And she wasn't, I don't think she was as huge of an influencer as Evie. So I think maybe that's what, part of why she said it too.
Well, I guess what I didn't like about her is that like she did all the research about Evie missing. All of that was just like totally bungled.
What do you mean?
Where Evie's like, I think I'm being followed. And she's like,
Oh,
ignore. And then
yeah.
she goes missing and then she doesn't tell the police or anything and she gives it to Hazel. And I was like, I hate you for that. But
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
um we had a question about Charlie.
Would you trust Charlie? Why didn't they sit on her porch? Was Charlie actually Chris?
I feel like we had a good question. Maybe it was like why she, I don't know. When we edit it, we can
Why
remind
didn't
ourselves.
why didn't she help Evie or go back to rebrand or tell the cops? Like why did she send such a obscure picture? Those are some of our questions.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the rings on Charlie's hands?
No, why didn't Charlie just contact Hazel and tell her what was up instead of the weird doll plus goose chase?
Well, I no, I think Charlie tried to get into contact with Hazel a few times, but Hazel never responded because a lot of people were messaging her. But then she saw the picture and it got her
Oh,
attention.
okay.
But like, why not send her address?
Yeah.
How is Hazel going to figure out where she was? I guess Hazel could have responded to the message.
Yeah. Maybe that's another good question. But that was one. All right. All right. What other questions do we have?
Um, okay. In the podcast, um, Olivia says where they are in 5 years. And like, she's just saying, like, yeah, here's what I think happening. And she says that she thinks Evie and Hazel have common ground. They're doing okay. And I said, what? After what just went down on that talk show? How on earth
That's
are they
pretty
doing
bad.
okay?
It's pretty bad.
So I don't know. I'm I'm questionable on that one.
Yeah, I heard that and I was like, oh, I don't know. But maybe it's because like that's all they have. Because like, I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, who's to say?
Was Chris ever being alive later on
Yeah, was he ever secretly alive in any of your drafts?
in a previous draft?
Yeah.
Hmm. Um,
Yeah, what were some of our other theories?
I feel like we didn't have a ton of theories this time because we were just
Yeah.
like
My
guess
biggest
checking,
one was
like guessing and like being wrong.
yeah. Yeah. All right. Any other questions?
Mm, they might come to me.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
cool.
All right. So, questions for the author done. Now, rating
Okay.
the book. Let me pull up our rubric. Okay. Good message or good theme?
I think 4.5 or 5. I think it raised a lot of really good questions.
You put 4.5 or 5?
Oh gosh. I'll say 5.
I'll say
Five good
5 too.
questions.
I liked it. Writing style.
Gosh, I really liked it too.
I liked it. I'm giving it a 5.
Man. Yeah, I think so.
Character depth.
Um, I thought everyone had really good depth.
I thought so too. I
Yeah.
thought everyone was multifaceted. There was, you know, there was a lot of complexity.
Yeah, Erin had a good backstory.
Yeah.
Evie was full of surprises.
Yeah.
Hazel may or may not have been.
Unreliable narrator.
Yeah, I don't know about Hazel.
Lands the plane.
I really liked the ending. That was my
I liked it
favorite part.
too. 5.
Yeah.
All right. Other.
Other,
Anything that was not captured.
um, I thought the plot was really good, really engaging. I really liked all the different like social media things, excerpts.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything you think is missing?
I thought it was a great book.
Yeah. Is this a
I
perfect
think
5?
5. I
Wow.
think it's 5.
Wow. We made it.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that book.
It was
Like so
super
much so
good.
that I recommend it. Yeah, I recommended it to you. I recommended it to Meg. I recommended it to everybody.
How did Meg read the ending?
She figured out that Hazel was Sabi like halfway through.
And so she believed the ending.
Yeah. She was like, because Hazel's a writer. So, because I was like, oh, it's Erin, Erin, Erin. And she's like, Erin to her was like, she's conniving, but she's not smart.
Yeah,
She's like, whoever's
right.
writing these newsletters, they're very smart
Yeah, I
and
didn't super think
educated.
it was Erin. I thought it was Evie.
Mm.
All right. Oh well.
All right.
Okay.
So we would give it a 5.
Yeah. Great book.
Any, yeah, any other comments or thoughts?
I don't think so. I really liked it. It's a book that makes you think. So I think she like totally nailed it on the end.
Yeah. I thought it was great. I loved it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, thanks for listening to this episode. Let us know. Did you think it was 5 stars? Did you think Hazel or Evie was the big bad at the end? We want
We
to
want to
know.
know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Feel free
And if
to give us a review, either in words or with a star, or send us an email at bookalicious.pod@gmail.com.
Yes, if you've gotten to 2 hours of this episode, that means you liked it. Even
Yeah.
if you're considering, that means you liked it. You listened to it for 2 hours, so 5 stars. Love to see it.
Would love to. Thanks for joining the spaceship.
Bye.
Bye.